Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Lately, a lot of you have been asking me about mindset, discipline, and what it really takes to achieve big goals. It's a huge topic, and it got me thinking about one of the most foundational books ever written on success, Think and Grow Rich, by Napoleon Hill. Now, don't let the title fool you. This book isn't just about getting rich in a financial sense. It's a deep dive into the psychology of achievement, and its lessons are just as powerful today as they were when it was first published nearly a century ago. The core message of this book is surprisingly simple, yet profoundly deep. It's this: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let that sink in for a moment. Everything you see around you, every great invention, every successful business, every incredible work of art, all started as a thought in someone's mind. Wealth, success, and fulfillment are not things that just happen to you. They are things you create, starting from the inside out. It's about transforming your internal world so that your external world has no choice but to follow. So, how do we do that? Napoleon Hill spent over 20 years studying the most successful people of his time. People like Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, and Thomas Edison. He wasn't looking for a magic formula, but for the common threads, the shared principles that guided their success. He distilled his findings into 13 key principles, which act as a step-by-step roadmap to achieving any goal. Today, we're going to walk through these principles. This isn't just a book summary. It's a guide to applying these timeless ideas to your own life. Right now, let's start with the first and most important principle: desire. Hill is very clear about this. He's not talking about a simple wish or a hope. He's talking about a burning, all-consuming desire. It is the difference between saying, "I'd like to be fit," and "I will achieve my peak physical condition no matter what it takes." A wish is passive. A desire is an active, pulsating energy that fuels your every action. To cultivate this, your goal needs to be specific. What do you actually want? How much? By when? Write it down. Be precise. This isn't a daydream. It's a command you're giving to your subconscious mind. Once you have that burning desire, the second principle comes into play: faith. This is the unwavering belief that you can and will achieve your goal. It's not blind optimism, it's a deep-seated confidence you build in yourself. Hill describes faith as the chief chemist of the mind. It's the element that gives life, power, and action to your desire. Without faith, your desire is just an idea. With faith, it becomes an inevitability. You have to believe in your vision, even when no one else does, even when all the evidence seems to point to the contrary. So, how do you build this unshakable faith? Especially when you're just starting out. That leads us to the third principle: autosuggestion. This is the mechanism for communicating with your subconscious mind. It's about consciously programming your mind for success. You do this through repeated affirmations, visualizing your success, and acting as if you've already achieved your goal. Remember that specific goal you wrote down? Read it aloud every morning when you wake up, and every night before you sleep. Feel the emotion of having already achieved it. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. By consistently feeding it thoughts of success, you're building that foundation of faith, brick by brick. The fourth principle is specialized knowledge. General knowledge, Hill argues, isn't very useful for accumulating wealth or achieving specific goals. You don't need to be a walking encyclopedia. What you need is specialized knowledge in your chosen field. If you want to be a great software developer, you need to learn to code. If you want to build a successful marketing agency, you need to understand marketing. This doesn't mean you have to go back to school for another degree. You can acquire this knowledge through courses, books, mentors, or practical experience. The key is to be a perpetual student of your craft. Identify the knowledge you need, and then create a plan to acquire it. Next up, principle number 5. Imagination. This is the workshop of the mind, where all plans are created. Hill splits imagination into two types: synthetic and creative. Synthetic imagination is about rearranging old concepts, ideas, or plans into new combinations. Most of us use this every day. Creative imagination, however, is where hunches and inspirations come from. It's the faculty that connects you to what Hill calls infinite intelligence, allowing you to access brand new, original ideas. To achieve your desire, you need to use your imagination to create a clear plan. Your desire is the what. Your imagination is the how. And that how is brought to life through the sixth principle, organized planning. Ideas are useless without action. This is where you transform your desire and your imaginative plans into a concrete, step-by-step strategy. Hill emphasizes that you must have a plan. It might not be perfect at first, and that's okay. A mediocre plan that is executed vigorously is far better than a perfect plan that never gets started. The key is to begin. Write down your steps, set your deadlines, and take that first action. You can and should revise your plan as you go, but you must always have one. This brings us to the seventh principle, which is a major stumbling block for many. Decision. The successful people Hill studied had one thing in common. They made decisions quickly and they changed them slowly, if at all. Unsuccessful people, on the other hand, tend to make decisions slowly and change them frequently and quickly. Procrastination, the opposite of decision, is one of the biggest enemies of success. You have to be decisive. Once you have the facts you need, make a choice and stick to it. Don't get trapped in analysis paralysis. Trust your judgment and move forward. Of course, moving forward isn't always easy. You will face obstacles, setbacks, and failures. That's why the eighth principle is so critical. Persistence. Persistence is to your character what carbon is to steel. It's the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. It's simply the willpower to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every successful person has a long list of failures behind them. The only difference is they didn't let those failures be the final chapter. When you combine a burning desire with persistence, you become unstoppable. You don't have to do it all alone, though. This is where the ninth principle, the power of the mastermind, comes in. A mastermind is a group of two or more people working in perfect harmony for a definite purpose. Think of it as a personal board of directors. By surrounding yourself with like-minded, ambitious, and supportive people, you can tap into a collective pool of knowledge, experience, and energy. Their insights can help you see your blind spots, and their encouragement can fuel your persistence. Choose your circle wisely, because it will have a massive impact on your trajectory. The next few principles are a bit more abstract, but just as important. The 10th is the mystery of sex transmutation. This sounds a bit strange, but Hill's idea is simple. The desire for sexual expression is one of the most powerful human drives. Instead of dissipating this energy, you can learn to channel or transmute it into your work, your creativity, and your ambition. It's about harnessing this potent life force and redirecting it toward your definite chief aim. It's a source of creative genius and personal magnetism when channeled productively. Principle 11 is the subconscious mind. We've touched on this already, but it's the connecting link. Your subconscious is like a fertile garden. You can't just leave it untended, or the weeds of fear, doubt, and worry will take over. You must consciously plant the seeds of your desire, your faith, and your purpose. Autosuggestion is the tool you use for planting. By consistently feeding your subconscious positive, goal-oriented thoughts, it will work tirelessly, day and night, to bring your vision into reality. Principle 12 is the brain. Hill describes the brain as both a broadcasting and a receiving station for thought. Through your brain, you can tap into the thoughts of others and into the ether of creative intelligence. When you're working in harmony with your mastermind group, you're essentially creating a more powerful broadcasting and receiving station, amplifying your collective brain power. This is how breakthrough ideas often seem to appear out of nowhere. And finally, the 13th principle, the sixth sense. This is the apex of the philosophy. Hill describes the sixth sense as that portion of the subconscious mind which has been referred to as the creative imagination. It's also been called intuition or a hunch. It's not something you can just switch on. It's a faculty that develops and becomes reliable only after you have mastered the other 12 principles. It's your direct line to infinite intelligence, guiding you and warning you of dangers. It's that gut feeling that tells you when to make a move or when to hold back. It's the ultimate guide on your path to achievement. So there you have it. The 13 principles from Think and Grow Rich. It all starts with a burning desire and is cemented with unwavering faith. You program your mind with autosuggestion, acquire the specialized knowledge you need, and use your imagination to create an organized plan. You act with decisiveness, persist through failure, and leverage the power of a mastermind. You channel your energy, influence your subconscious, and eventually develop your sixth sense. Remember, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a philosophy for life. It's a framework for discipline, focus, and clarity. It teaches you that the A-to-Z of success is your mindset. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Start today. Define your desire, build your faith, and take that first, crucial step. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this breakdown was valuable for you. If you've read the book, I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway in the comments below. And if this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content on mindset and personal growth. See you in the next video.